Hello, esteemed colleagues. I'm about to introduce you to three slightly different ways that I've been using Moodle in my classes this semester. In all three of these classes, the Moodle is a support. It's a hybrid class, not an online class. In my STW class, most of the course business happens on this course website. And on a day when we do a Moodle activity, I actually tell the students, here's a Moodle activity. For homework, the students were to finish their response to what do you think about thinking and writing, and read the syllabus and respond to the syllabus. And then there was a quiz, and I gave them a sample question. If Fred has to miss STW for a doctor's appointment on a day a paper draft is due, according to the STW syllabus, what should he do? I was pretty pleased with how this quiz would work, and you can do this quiz, of course, in other environments. There's nothing preventing you from doing this in Griffingate, but I am showing you how I used it in Moodle. So I'm going to briefly show you, here is my Seminar in Thinking Moodle activity. On the first day of classes in the Moodle activity, there would only be one or two things in the Moodle, and as time goes on, you add more things and more units. So it would look a little bit less confusing to the freshmen when they first come into it. Here's their response to the quiz. I'm just going to go into their response to the syllabus, and here you can see a few of the student posts got some good responses. Some of the ones that were turned in later didn't get that many responses, and that's all right. Here are some of the things the students submitted, and if I can find one of those things. Here's a student who, when I was asking the student to respond to the syllabus, a couple students said things like, I thought the syllabus would just be a list of boring rules, but here's a student who says the syllabus serves as my own personal search engine. Whenever I have a question about an assignment, I use the syllabus to help me. It's made my transition into the STW course much easier because I have something to use as a reference when I feel uncertain. And when the students wrote in their Moodle discussion group, hey, I read the syllabus and it's actually useful, that really had a cascading effect that was very positive. A couple times during the semester, I gave them an open-ended question. What is one course activity that you find really helped? Of the students who gave a specific answer, about half of them, about half the class, mentioned that they really liked the Moodle activities. And this surprised me because the Moodle activities, they aren't graded. I tell the students I don't read every post that you write in the discussion forums. There's nothing particularly Moodleific about this, but there you go. That's how I used it. In a different class, news writing, the quizzes were less reflective and less sort of gimmicks to get people to pay attention to the readings, and the quizzes were far more objective, right and wrong situation. And I found the English majors were not all that used to true or false questions. They're used to doing work where there's a lot of different open-ended multiple possibilities. And I really did have to train them to scour readings to look for this sort of right and wrong situation. I also found that these students frequently tick the buttons to answer their questions, but in order to finish a Moodle quiz, you have to push a button that says something like review or submit all answers and finish, something like that. And the students weren't pushing that button. And that meant that they did not get the immediate computer-graded feedback. And again, perhaps these English majors who aren't used to multiple choice tests never expected the computer to give them immediate feedback. In this class, when I took over the class from Father Stephen, the students had already missed a couple classes, and they jumped at the chance of doing some of their work online rather than meeting face-to-face to make up for some missed classes. In addition, we had a student who needed Shakespeare to graduate, but she had a conflict during Father Stephen's class, so she was taking the class as an independent study, and I involved her in this Moodle activity, as a way for her to engage with other students. So, let's go into the class discussion of King Lear. Here's the student who is taking the class independently, and she started a quiz question that I gave the other students in class time to respond to, and we can just get a sense of, it's a threaded forum discussion like any other. But the students really did seem to enjoy being able to float ideas with each other in this sort of private activity. And I have never heard people say that of all the activities in the class, they liked Griffin Gate better than anything else.